In this movie, all people undergo genetic engineering. Because of this, every human has a timer on their hand, and as soon as the timer runs out, the person dies. When a person reaches age 25, a 1-year timer starts on their hand. This means people only have 1 year of time left to live their lives. The people here must earn time to stay alive. This means the value isn't in money but in time. People can give their time to others and store their time in capsules. At the start of the movie, we see a man named Will who lives with his mother in Dayton City. It's a ghetto area where everyone is poor. Everyone has to do daily labor work. People in Dayton don't have more than 24 hours of time on their timers. It's Will's mother's birthday. He wishes his mother happy birthday. We see that his mother also looks the same age as Will. They appear to be the same age. As we know, when people reach 25 years old, their time stops and they don't age anymore. They must earn time to survive. Now Will's mother tells Will that she only has 3 days left. She tells him that electricity bills and bank loans must all be paid off within 3 days. Hearing this, Will tells his mother he'll work at a factory and pay all the bills. But his mother refuses and says she'll work overtime tonight and come home late. His mother wants to work overtime to pay the electricity bill and loan because they have a lot of debt. She also tells her son Will to meet her at a bus stand tomorrow night where they'll celebrate her birthday together. Before leaving, Will's mother gives Will half an hour of time so he can have breakfast. In the next scene, we see Will going to work. On the way, he meets a little girl named Maya. She asks Will for some of his time. Will gives her 5 minutes of his time in a capsule. Maya takes it and leaves. After that, Will reaches his factory area where he works. He sees that all prices have increased. This means he'll have to pay more time for breakfast than before. As I mentioned, the value here is in time, not money. Will's friend is with him. These two become upset seeing the rising prices because prices keep increasing every day, including transport costs. They both get coffee and head to work. But on the way, they see a dead man. His time has run out. After finishing work at night, Will gets his salary and leaves. He goes to a club with his friend. At the club, his friend drinks a lot. He sees another man there who is very wealthy. He has a century of time, 100 years of time. The man drinking there has a lot of time on his hand. Will goes to the wealthy man and tells him he shouldn't be here. The people here will kill him and steal his time. But the wealthy man doesn't take him seriously and keeps drinking. Then a man arrives, a gangster from this area who steals time from people. The gangster heard that a very wealthy man is in the bar drinking, so the gangster comes to rob the wealthy man. Seeing the gangster, everyone in the club runs away. Will stands at a distance watching the gangster. The gangster asks the wealthy man to play a game with him. The wealthy man tells him he's drunk too much, so he'll go to the washroom first. The wealthy man goes to the washroom and vomits heavily. But the gangster's man was standing outside the washroom. Will beats up the man standing outside the washroom. He takes the wealthy man and runs away. Seeing Will running, the gangster and his group search for them. But they open a building shutter and hide inside. Hiding in that building, they keep an eye on the gangster. Here, the wealthy man tells Will his name is Henry and he's from New Greenwich. He's 105 years old. Will asks Henry why he brought so much time here. Henry tells him that so much time doesn't matter to him. He tells Will that after a certain time, humans get tired of everything. I'm tired of my life and don't want to live anymore. I've done everything in my life and don't need to live it anymore. I don't want to live. Henry looks at Will's hand, which has very little time. The two of them drink a lot together in that place. They fall asleep while drinking there. In the morning, Henry gives Will all his time, keeping only 5 minutes for himself, and leaves. When Will wakes up, he sees a lot of time on his hand. Will realizes Henry must have given him this time. Meanwhile, Henry goes to a bridge and waits for his time to run out. As soon as Henry's 5 minutes are up, he jumps from the bridge and commits suicide. After that, Will goes to his friend and tells him everything. He tells his friend that a man named Henry gave him 1 century of time. He gives his friend 10 years of time. Meanwhile, we see Will's mother, who has now paid all the bills and bank loans. She thinks about going back to her city, Dayton. The bus driver tells Will's mother that bus rates have increased. Now she'll have to pay 2 hours of time instead of 1 hour. But Will's mother only has 1.5 hours of time left. She realizes she has very little time left, so she starts running toward her home, and Will is waiting for his mother at the bus stand. But his mother doesn't get on the bus, and he leaves to find her. Will's mother was about to reach her son when her time runs out and she dies. Seeing this, Will cries a lot because he had 100 years of time but still couldn't save his mother. Actually, Will was planning to take his mother to Greenwich forever and thought they would have a very good life there. Meanwhile, there's an investigation where Henry jumped from the bridge. Timekeepers arrive. Timekeepers are like police. They investigate, and their job is to prevent crime so no one steals time and everyone stays in order. The timekeepers check CCTV footage but find nothing. They don't know who stole Henry's time. Meanwhile, we see Will crossing time zones heading to Greenwich, where all the wealthy people live. Time zones are city borders. The timekeepers find out that a man named Will has crossed many time zones heading to Greenwich. The timekeepers get a picture of Will from the time zone camera. Arriving in Greenwich, Will stays at a very large 5-star hotel. He eats there. We see a girl named Sylvia. She comes from a very wealthy family. She's having lunch there. Will asks a waitress if there's a casino, and she tells him. Will comes to the casino to play poker. He meets a man who loans time to people and is the most famous and richest man in the city. He's a mortal, someone with a lot of time. When Will plays poker with some people, the bet reaches 1,100 years. Will wins this game. After that, the wealthy man introduces Will to his daughter. This is Sylvia, the girl having lunch at the restaurant. Sylvia invites Will to a party at her house. Will buys a fancy car to go to the party. Because Will has a lot of time, he can buy many things by paying time. The most famous man in the city introduces Will to his family. At the party, Sylvia and Will dance together. Sylvia's parents don't like this at all. Meanwhile, the timekeepers also find out where Will is. The timekeepers arrive at the party. They arrest Will and interrogate him. The head timekeeper, Ray, asks Will where he got so much time. Will tells him the whole story. A man named Henry gave him this time as a gift. Ray doesn't believe him at all. He takes all of Will's time, leaving him only 2 hours, and Sylvia and her father realize that Will is a thief from Dayton. Will beats up the timekeepers and takes Sylvia at gunpoint to his car and escapes. The timekeepers chase Will but he distracts them and escapes. Sylvia tells Will she shouldn't have trusted him and should have listened to her father. Will tells Sylvia that she doesn't know that in Dayton, where he's from, millions of people die because of time. This all happens because of her father who loans time at interest. But then something gets under their car, puncturing the tires, and the car flips and crashes. Both become unconscious from the accident. The same gangster who was chasing Will arrives. He checks Will's time. He only has 2 minutes left. Then he checks Sylvia's time. She has a lot. The gangster steals Sylvia's time. But when the gangster hears police sirens, he runs away. When they wake up, Sylvia is shocked seeing her time is gone. Will goes to his friend's house, the one he gave 10 years of time. But his friend's wife tells Will that when he gave his friend 10 years of time, his friend was so happy he drank a lot and died because of it. Will doesn't know what to do. Then he notices Sylvia's earrings and sells them for 2 days of time. Will takes Sylvia to his home. There Sylvia sees how poor people live. She realizes how hard people have to work just to survive daily. The next day the bank opens, but Sylvia's father hadn't deposited time in the bank. Will and Sylvia are going out, but Will tells Sylvia to go back home. Sylvia says she won't go back. They can change this time zone together. It will help many poor people living in poor areas like Dayton. Will tells Sylvia this is very dangerous and asks her to call her father. Then the timekeeper head arrives. Sylvia shoots him with a gun. Will gives time to the timekeeper head and they both escape in his car. Sylvia asks Will why he gave him time. Will tells her he had very little time left. By the time his partners arrived, he would have been dead. Actually, the timekeeper head Ray had deposited all his salary in a capsule and only carried 1 day of time. In the next scene, we see Sylvia's father in Ray's office, bribing Ray not to arrest his son. But Ray says Sylvia is as responsible as Will and he can't save her. Sylvia decides with Will to rob her father's bank. The bank has many time capsules. In the next scene, we see Sylvia and Will reaching the bank. They steal all the capsules from the bank and distribute them to poor people. All the poor people rush to get the capsules, and Sylvia's father finds out that his daughter and Will robbed the bank. The next day, we see Sylvia and Will in a hotel room. Ray arrives there. Ray and his team reach them, but Sylvia and Will jump out the window and escape. Ray sees them running but they board a bus and escape. Will Will and Sylvia stay at a nice hotel. A gangster from Dayton is looking for Will and Sylvia because there's a 10-year reward for them. A man tells the gangster where Will is. The gangster arrives with his men and comes to their hotel room. He catches them. The gangster challenges Will to hand wrestling. Will takes all the gangster's time during the match. The gangster has only seconds left. Will beats up all the gangster's men, and then the gangster's time runs out and he dies. Will and Sylvia escape. We also see that the bank has increased loan rates to 37%. Will realizes that Greenwich people are distributing time to poor people at very high interest rates. Sylvia tells Will they'll go to her father and steal time to distribute to poor people. Sylvia goes to her father and says she's surrendering, but Will is standing behind him disguised as a guard. Will takes Sylvia's father at gunpoint to where they keep the time. They have a capsule containing 1 million years of time. Will tells Sylvia's father he'll distribute this time to poor people. Sylvia's father says this is completely wrong and tells them not to do it, but they take the capsule and escape. Ray, the timekeeper head, finds out that Sylvia and Will are escaping with 1 million years of time. He chases them, but Will and Sylvia manage to escape and reach Dayton. Ray attacks their car with his car, causing both to stop. Will gets out and gives the time capsule to Maya, the girl he gave 5 minutes of time to long ago. He tells her to distribute this time to poor people. Ray points a gun at both of them, but Maya starts distributing the time. This causes chaos. Taking advantage, Will and Sylvia escape. Ray chases them in his car. Ray stands in front of them with a gun. All three have very little time left. Will realizes Ray is also from Dayton and doesn't want anyone else from Dayton to leave and become wealthy. If someone from Dayton reaches Greenwich, they'll earn time and distribute it to the poor, ruining the whole system. There would be no difference between poor and rich people. Will asks Ray for the time he gave him back. Ray looks at his hand and sees he only has seconds left. Ray's time runs out and he dies. Will and Sylvia escape, taking Ray's salary from his car, giving them a lot of time. On TV, news shows that all people from Dayton are moving to Greenwich. Because of distributing 1 million years of time, the whole system is ruined. The timekeepers watch this in their office and realize they can't do anything and can't do their jobs. They all quit their jobs and go home. We see Sylvia and Will outside a bank, meaning they're about to rob another bank. And with this, the movie ends.